Hi, I'm Brandon Reyes with Axcel Archery, and I'm here to go over some of the similarities and differences between the Landslyde, our new 2021 adjustable slider sight, and our Accutouch model that we've had for the previous several years. So we're getting a lot of questions on, what does the Landslyde have that the Accutouch doesn't? So I'm going to go over some of those features for you. So this is our Landslyde. This is the direct mount model, and it's also shown with a single pin scope. So you can get both sights with a single pin or multi-pin housing, so that's a similarity between the two. And the same scopes and housings will work on either one. One of the differences that I wanted to point out to you on the Landslyde is going to be multiples, but the first one is going to be the metal sight tapes. The metal sight tapes are a feature that have become a staple of our target sight, and we are since using the same ones on the Landslyde. So that's been a feature that people want. It's a great product that allows people to cross over from hunting to target. They can use the same sight with the same accuracy. So that's one of the features that we've implemented into the Landslyde that the Accutouch did not have. The Accutouch simply took our paper sight tapes that equal the metal sight tapes, but there's no way to mount the metal sight tapes on the Accutouch. We've also added an additional amount of windage travel on the Landslyde. So we've got approximately 1/4 of an inch more adjustment left and right. This allows archers with various types of bows on the market today to get away without using an offset block. So the offset block would shift the whole head of the sight to the right or the left, depending on the cutout of the riser of the bow. So that's something that we've added to the Landslyde that people in the past have had to use with the Accutouch, and that's the offset block. So we should get away with most products out there today with the amount of windage travel that we have. Another feature that the Landslyde has that the Accutouch does not is the ability to remove your scope or your housing. So if you loosen this thumb screw on top here about 4 turns, that allows you to remove the head of the sight, and you could put a multi-pin housing on or a different scope, whatever you choose. This is a key feature for me who travels a lot and wants to take my sight apart for traveling in a bow case for flights or whatever. You can take it apart easily, and it's got a really cool, unique shape and design that allows it to get back in the same location every time. So that's a cool feature that our target sights have that our hunting sight or crossover sight has not had until now. The nice thing about this is one little loose rattle or one little a little bit coming loose is not going to allow the scope to come off. Like I said, this has got to make 4 full revolutions, and that's something that we wanted to add in the hunting product, because if something does come loose while you're hiking through the mountains or whatever, it's got to go quite several rotations before that's going to come off and you're going to lose your housing. Hopefully you'll be able to notice that right away, but then make sure it's snug and it locks up really tight. So that's a cool feature as well. We've got a lock lever on the side here, so the lock lever allows the wheel to not move. So this lever here on the side, if you pull it up, that locks the elevation out to where it will not move. So that's something that the Accutouch had something similar. It was adjustable, but it wasn't something we called a lock. It was just like a tension lever. And the tension lever was just the amount of pressure that you had on this wheel when you slid up and down, where we're actually calling this as a lock. The Accutouch did not have an adjustable dead stop. This red feature here that can be moved up and down or on the bottom here of the elevation rail is an adjustable dead stop, so I can run my sight all the way up to the top, and this little tang here on the side here will stop it. A lot of archers like to have a dead stop at their top distance, so if they have a top distance of 20 yards, then they can adjust that dead stop to where it works, and when they spin around here and look at their tape, their pointer is indicated on the metal sight tape at 20 yards. So that's a cool feature that's adjustable. Our AccuHunter had that as well, but that's something that we thought was important enough to incorporate into the Landslyde. One other feature that the Landslyde has that most of our other sights don't have, including the Accutouch, is the double pointer system. So this is something new we're trying, and it seems to work really well. So you can set up 2 different pointers for a quick reference if you wish, for either a single pin setup or a multi-pin setup. This allows you to fine tune and have one setup for your sight tape, and then have one setup for a reference or a quick reference. And on a single pin scope like you see here, the quick reference that I am referring to is that I've tried and that works well is by aiming off the top of the level bubble. So I can aim off the top of the level bubble and set my pointer approximately to that distance. Should I get in a situation while hunting or in the field to where I need to make a quick judgment or a quick range and I don't have enough time to move my sight, then I have a reference of what that distance is on top of the bubble. And you can do the same thing with the multi-pin model as well. So that's something that's new for the Landslyde, is the new double pointer system, and both micro adjust. So it's a really cool feature that a lot of different hunters can play with to fine tune them for themselves. So the only other cool thing about the Landslyde is the knob itself. So this knob is a really high helix type knob, so it only takes a few turns to go from top to bottom. But should you want to go from bottom to top in this situation, you simply just depress that knob in and you can slide this up, rapid adjust, and it falls into the Delrin teeth there, and then you can micro adjust from there. So that's a cool feature with the knob itself. On the bottom here, we've taken the lock lever from our XP sight. So once you get your windage set, you can simply pull this tab up or down to lock or unlock the knob, so it can't be unwillingly moved either. So that's a cool feature that we've taken from the target sight. In the Accutouch, it was a lever that popped back and forth to do the same thing. So it's similar but yet different. So those are some of the cool new features that the Landslyde has that the Accutouch doesn't. There are some things on the Accutouch that some people may become accustomed with that like it, and one of the big things is the actual detents themselves. So the detents on the side here, where you can adjust to where you have an actual feel to where your yardage clicks into place, that's something that this sight has that the Landslyde does not. Everything else, second, third axis, and first axis setting capabilities, and all that is there. And the lock lever, like I was showing you as a similarity, is right here. It's more of a plunger type setup to where you can lock the windage out. So those are some features between both. The brackets that mount to the bow, I know is something that we get a lot of questions about. The Landslyde will have a direct mounting bracket like you see here with 3 adjustment holes and a quiver attachment. It'll also be sold with the Pro bar and the Picatinny rail bar that you see here that's new for 2021 for the Hoyt bows. So all those options are available on all of the sights. From top to bottom, you can mount to any type of bow or bow setup that you wish. For more information about any of these products, feel free to check us out at www.axcelsights.com.